I just felt like it would be a little bit better to take a back seat, work on my mindfulness, and I knew that the girls would do an absolutely great job, and I didn't want to risk the team a medal for kind of my screw ups because they've worked way too hard for that. So I was trying a 2.5, and I ended up doing a 1.5. Just got a little bit lost in the air, which is really unfortunate, especially to have a score like that go up there for the team. I feel like I robbed them of a couple of tens, and we could have been a little bit higher in the rankings. I was like, I think the girls need to do the rest of the competition without me, and they were like, I promise you you're fine. We watched you warm up. And I said, no, I know I'm going to be fine, but I can't risk a medal for the team, so I need to call it. And you usually don't hear me say things like that because I'll usually persevere and push through things, but not to cost the team a medal. So they were like, okay, well, if Simone says this, then we need to take it pretty serious. And so I had the correct people around me to do that. I say put mental health first, because if you don't, then you're not going to enjoy your sport and you're not going to succeed as much as you want to. So it's okay sometimes to even sit out the big competitions to focus on yourself, because it shows how strong of a competitor and person that you really are.
What's going on, family? This is your player partner Y. I am back, and this is the Drop Box. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And let's get into it. So recently, Simone Biles, Olympic gymnast, has decided to withdraw from the competition, citing mental health issues. If you remember, however, there was an athlete in June that also decided to withdraw, citing mental health issues, and that is Naomi Osaka in the French Open. Fast forward, we get back to the USA men's basketball team, and these niggas lost the game against France. Okay, something is going on, and I gotta tell you what's going on. So let's get into it. Yeah, so I want to take y'all back, right? I want to take you back to Colin Kaepernick. I want to take you back to his protest. I want you to go back to him being one of the very few athletes that was willing to take a stand against racism. That moment fundamentally changed sports for African Americans as we know it going forward. I don't think that we live in a day and age now where we as black people can sit back and watch black athletes compete on a field and not be affected by the things that go on outside of the arena. Because these things are forever merging now due to social media and just the level of awareness that people have. You can't turn a blind eye to it. Even if you want to consider sports a sacred place, I mean, you see the racism inside the sports. When Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee in objection to racism, you had fans, you had other athletes disagreeing with him openly. And at that very moment, racism became, it was like the dirty secret that was just out in the public. The truth came to the light in that moment. And I think it forever fundamentally changed our athletes. You know, when you look at Naomi Osaka and what she did as far as wearing the COVID mask with the names of, you know, George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and the people that lost their lives, it forced athletes to have to take a stance. And what we're seeing right now, it's just athletes not being completely invested in the sport. You know, they're there to get their money. If they can make a political statement, fine. But as far as representing this country and what this country represents, I don't think that the athletes are involved. I do honestly believe that's why Naomi Osaka decided to represent Japan. And the crazy part about that is she lost it in the third round against another tennis player. Name is very hard to pronounce, but just do your Googles. And if you do your Googles and you go to Yahoo and you look in the comments under some of those articles, you will see just the nastiness that people have for her. And to get back to Simone Biles and to finish my point, we watched her earlier this year just kind of just tear it up. I mean, she was out there inventing her own fucking flips, man. The shit was crazy, like nothing we never seen before. And she gets here, and then she has like this mental break. Also, I looked at the USA basketball team, and they lost to France. So it's like, come on, man, this is the team. We know that when we think about basketball, we know American basketball is the creme de la creme. And niggas in these foreign countries, they might have some superstars that can come over here and they can compete, but I mean, the USA is the standard. So for them to kind of lose to France, I think it signals to the world that, you know, the athletes aren't all invested in sports. You know what I'm saying? Not 100%, not wholeheartedly, especially when it comes to the Olympics and representing America, and even within just sports in general in America. You know, when you have news reporters telling athletes to just shut up and dribble, or like recently, Deion Sanders had to G-check a reporter for not addressing him as Coach Sanders or Coach Prime, which he deserves that title for what he's doing. But yeah, and I'll say this. I don't think that this is something that is going to come to a halt. I think it's going to continue on. Athletes are just, especially the black athletes, they're understanding their value. And you look at the way the landscape is changing from the NCAA now allowing college athletes to get paid off of their likeness. It's just a matter of time before they actually have to pay these athletes and the exploitation stops. Because it's only cool and it's only okay when it's black athletes. And I think that what we're seeing now is a changing of the tide, man. And to all my black athletes, you know, put yourself first. You know, mental health is a real thing, and you have to be mentally healthy in this world. It's no sense for you to go out there and participate in these sports, and when you leave the sport, you're so mentally distraught, you end up doing something that you regret because you didn't put you first. And that's what all of this is about, protecting you, making sure that you are okay. And on that note, I think this is a good place to end this. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. And this has been the Drop Box, and we out the box with it. Do you hear me?